I'm at SupplySide West at this amazing booth. We're here with Bromley of Virun, and he's going to tell us more about some of the innovations that can really set your brand apart. So I want to start with just talking about who you are as a company and kind of, what we're doing here at SupplySide. So let's focus on just give us an update on you guys.
Sure, give you a quick synopsis. So we're Virun. It's an acronym for Virus Immune. We started off as a biotech company, developed a lot of drug technologies using liposomes, duosomes, different viral vector analogs and things like that. In 2008, we started transitioning to dietary supplements. Went from dietary supplements to raw material concentrates resupply. And then around 2014, we started doing finished products. Deal with fats, a lot of fats, vitamin D, vitamin E, DHA omega-3, and just things that are really hard to manufacture into finished products. They taste bad, they oxidize, whatever. We had a lot of IP, over 50 patents, so we applied these to finished products and put them in sachets and multi-serving bottles. Now they're all over the world. We have a facility in California. We have one in Kildare in Ireland. It's fun. My daughter actually goes to school out there after the fact.
Love that.
Yeah, it's fun. And make probably over 300 products all over the world, and we just focus on technologies that improve the bioavailability of these types of compounds, but also make them taste really good, savory, vanilla, chocolate, s'mores. And we're here because we've been going here for 15 years now. And we're an innovative company. We have a niche. A lot of companies can't do the things that we do. So we create these booths that are insane.
So fun.
Because we have more fun going at our trade show booth than we do at bars and clubs in Vegas. And I'm sleep at 8 o'clock at night.
When I was looking at your company, you really see that mix, the unique mix you guys have of there's serious science. But your website is so playful. Obviously, this is all very playful. So you really seem to have a unique perspective.
From pirate chicks to yellow submarines we've had here to haunted mansions. But just coming here, we have so much fun. Our whole team comes in and says, okay, we need mushrooms because we manufacture products with lots of cordyceps, lion's mane. You know what? I've always wanted to do a treehouse. It's inspired by my children. We have a dollhouse in the backyard that we had here at the trade show. It's pink. And we have a treehouse. We have a tire swing. We have a tire swing right over here. And my kids drove by the tire swing. And it's all just our family here at Virun and our innovation, our imagination. And every booth here are all complex, and they're square and rectangular in shape. We like to do stuff that's just literally sprouting out from the ground that looks very unique.
Yeah, it's a great indication of your brand and the spirit you bring to everything. That really comes through. And I'm wondering, you mentioned flavors. So you guys, obviously, you're adept at creating products that have fantastic flavor, and that's one of the things you're known for. I'm wondering if you could take that a step further and talk a little bit about some of the consumer trends you see in flavors, whether it's less sugar or whatever it might be. What trends do you see, and how are you meeting the moment with some of those trends?
Oh, yeah, great question, and thanks for kind of narrowing that down for me. The trends we see, especially with flavor, I remember coming up with what we do today 10 years ago, and people were saying DHA omega-3 that tastes like vanilla fudge, or our not peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or we also have a new flavor called Fortune Cookie. And you brought these flavors up, and they thought we were crazy. They're like, no, DHA omega-3 in this type of format, it needs to taste like oranges or lemon. So that's what it sells, right? I think of all the products on the market that are oils that taste like lemon or orange to hide oxidation. We don't do that. We put fat into where fat should be. Chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, they're high in fat, and DHA omega-3 is no different. It should be in a fatty type flavor or savory. So we do flavors. We actually have a menu at our house. It's our menu. It's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we created these real products that we are going to launch, but we think the market and the people aren't quite there yet. But we have double bacon cheeseburger with onion rings and barbecue sauce.
Oh, that is awesome.
We have pepperoni pizza flavor.
When did Maggie and I get to come to your house and try all these flavors? Because
it's amazing. Strawberry French toast. Of course, we do s'mores. We've done that before. Root beer float flavor. But yeah, we have this whole menu, and that's going to be like our next gen.
Okay.
After we do just chocolate and vanilla, because people can expect that. Now with sweeteners, what we do is we have a lot of patents on using nut butters as an emulsifier. So we don't use natural flavor. We use actual food as our flavor system. So We use nut butter. We use almond butter, specifically in it and all that. We use cashew butter, pumpkin butter, stuff like that. When we use that, the nut butter will bind to the oil and allow you to emulsify in the water. So you get this nice, I mean, who doesn't like taking a spoon of a nut butter and just eating it, right? That's actually how we created the IP for this, is we were trying to find a substitute to whey protein. And Sunday, I took a spoon of peanut butter, and I'm like, I wonder if we can use, like, a nut butter as an emulsifier to put DHA omega-3 and to emulsify it in, like, low amounts of water.
Yeah.
So that creates the base of the flavor. And then from that point on, I add some cacao. We get one from a Peruvian company. Sorry, Pepe, I forget the name of your company. But anyway, yeah, organic. And so, again, use the actual food. If you use vanilla extract, we use orange terpenes we get from, sorry, I can't remember the names. Liebermuth. Okay. Not Liebermuth. We supply amazing, like, oils, like terpenes and berry extracts and all this stuff. And you put that stuff in there, and then you just get these wonderful flavors.
Yeah, that's excellent.
That's amazing. Can you talk a little bit more about the omega specifically? Because that's tricky. So kind of the innovation specifically on that front that you guys have going on.
Sure. First off, we use Schizochytrium. It's an algae strain that's grown, and then it goes through a downstream process using CO2 extraction. So you get this nice, clean oil. It's buttery, full flavor. It arrives frozen under nitrogen. And then we take that, emulsified using our IP, the nut butter IP, in particular with DHA. You like that one? It's called creamy edible emulsions, IP on that. And that's a process. It goes under what we call our bicarbonate downstream process. So we use bicarbonate because, like, baking soda, you put it in your refrigerator and it kind of oxidizes or improves the flavor of that atmosphere. It absorbs all the negative organoleptics and smells and things in a fridge. So that's using sodium bicarbonate. We use potassium bicarbonate, and that fizzles out all the bad flavor that would cause oxidation. And then we do this all under nitrogen. And then we pack it in a pouch or a bottle and actually put liquid nitrogen inside the product. What that does is it displaces oxygen, the headspace, and removes dissolved oxygen inside the product. And then you seal it, trap the nitrogen in there. And without oxygen, you can't have things react to make bad flavor.
So, and then in the area of delivery forms, you have a lot of variety. Even, I believe deer could be involved, possibly, correct? Yeah, maybe that caught my eye. But there are other things, too. Can you talk a little bit about delivery formats and some of the things that you might see down the pike for the industry in terms of, either what's next or what's really unique that someone could seize on as far as an opportunity goes?
Yeah, so we certainly do our own brand. So these are like the pouches. In 2017, we launched our first brand in Europe using a pouch. Mm-hmm. Now it's 50% of our business. The other 50% are multi-serving bottles, our squeeze bottle. That's well known. It's in WholeFoods and Sprouts and all over. And it's a PET bottle that doesn't permeate oxygen, so it's very stable. Same with these pouches. And those are good. We've always focused on multi-serving or concentrates.
Okay.
So what I see going forward in the future, I'm actually going to be working with Tetra Pak soon, is doing formats in the form of single-serving RTDs and aseptic beverages. And I want to start coming out with functional beverages. I want to do a DHA omega-3 where you can consume it in maybe a protein shake or something that's vegan, and try to get some of the things that we do in single-serving RTDs and incorporate it into food, the foods. It's expensive. These are a lot cheaper to invest in to grow capacity. The Tetra Pak systems are a little bit more complex and requires more investment, but we're almost there to where we're able to think our best way. You go.
So you mentioned vegan, and so we know we want people to stick to their healthy lifestyles, so taste, huge delivery options that make it easier for them. But what other attributes? I mean, I know you guys can help people formulate in terms of specific diets or other attributes that consumers are looking for now, and how can you kind of help brands get that niche for them that's going to be their winning bet?
Yeah, what's great about Virun is we are scientists that come from biotech industry. I mean, we literally were swimming deep with pharma back when pharma was less about generic pre-2008. And it was more about doing a lot of research on different ingredients and things like that. So we were dialed in on how to look up studies. What's a new ingredient? What is it we can process ourselves and find a new ingredient? I myself, probably drives my life nuts. Every Sunday morning, I'm sitting looking at peer-reviewed journals, and I'm not doing it for work. I actually enjoy this. And I'm finding, what about this? What about prostate cancer? What about longevity? What can we find here? I'm just really involved in this. I could tell you, as far as niche goes, what's next. I always think of it from my own personal attributes. I take a vitamin E every day, but I take a full spectrum vitamin E. I only know of one company that's doing the one with the high beta tocopherol, high beta and high gamma. Everybody takes the alpha tocopherol. But what they don't realize is that too much of alpha tocopherol is linked to prostate cancer in men and some other things. Whereas beta gamma is actually the tocopherol that you're deficient in. So I take that myself. Helps with eczema, psoriasis, and some other stuff, hair health. And then I take vitamin D, of course. And lastly, I eat about 2 cups of broccoli a day raw. Cut off the stem, and I just eat the sprouts. It's not sulforaphane, chlorphane. These things help produce glutathione production in the liver. And we talk about longevity. That definitely is in that direction. I mean, I'm 83 years old, and I think that's really helped me kind of, keep to my youth.
Right. And I saw you climbing up and down the tree house earlier. I mean, you sprot.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him swing from the tire swing yet, though. Maybe later in the show as things.
Yeah, let's see. Ben did that, and he was filming himself, and then he fell over. It's a very funny video. You just see it after you finish. As far as the feature goes, right now, hair is huge. We did this product. It's hair immune. Show you. And we're launching this just in Europe. We focus on Europe primarily as because it's a small market. It's easy for us, and we can manage it. We don't want to really sell finished products. We really do it as a gateway into what we can private label and offer for our customers here in the U.S. It's kind of like, I think of like Green Day. Green Day forms like bands that no one's ever heard of, like Long Shot, and logo performers at venues no one knows. We're really just practicing for their next greatest on the BB. I think we do the same thing with our own brand.
Yes. Yeah, it gives you the creative space to play a little bit in that way, because otherwise, if you come out and you're a huge brand and you make it all official at first, there's a lot of pressure there, and I think sometimes that causes people to narrow their scope a bit to make sure it's at least a relative winner, where if you have a little more freedom to say, hey, let's try this. I know creativity is, obviously it runs through the whole business.
That's right.
And so I understand there's something called Ideasphere. Can you talk a little bit about what that is?
So Ideasphere is, it allows the customer to tell us and give us the things that they're looking for. So if you go to our Ideasphere on our website, it allows you to pick, hey, what's your format that you're looking for? Is it a pouch? Is it a multi-serve RTD? And then what are the ingredients you're interested in? And you say this or this, I don't know. Can we talk about it? And that's fine. They ask for what flavors, I know organic, preservative, no preservative. And then they see preservative, well, yeah, there's an option for no preservative. And they're like, really? How do you do that? It's low water activity, nitrogen displaces oxygen, allows things not to grow. Aseptic manufacturing, all this. So it kind of filters and condenses down what the customer wants, their product development. So when you do have that Teams meeting or that in-person meeting, you're able to have a very good, efficient meeting and dial in exactly what that product looks like. Yeah, and what's good about, to go back to your other question about what's the next greatest thing, there's about 14, 15 companies that actually have our couches at.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. This has this half of the product. Pretty much. It is Hawaiian astaxanthin. It's actually grown and produced by Cyanotech. They have a brand called Biolastic. And they're in retail. They're been around since 1983, 82.
Okay.
Ceramicides. So it's a trademark branded ingredient for hair health. That's made by Septic. So a lot of innovation also comes from simply the industry itself. It's not just hiring. There's a lot of stuff that happens kind of underground that people aren't aware of. Collaborations. Hey, you send us your branded ingredient. We'll put it in something, huckleberry pie flavor. That's actually what we did at Receptic.
Huckleberry pie flavor.
Sounds great.
That's so unique in itself. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Her chief science officer, Blaine, did that one. It's a collaboration between industry, and then they're handing out to sell their ingredient, and then we get the pouch business. Again, this goes here, this goes there, and then they introduce it. It's a really interesting cascade effect, snowball effect.
so you're talking a lot about the innovation and the partnerships and how it brings it all to life. So maybe just give us a few words about, when people are looking to partner with your company, like what's the positive difference? How are you, partnering in a way that you're really helping them meet their goals and meet what the consumer demand is?
It's a good question, and it's something that I think is relevant today, because I think Virun is one of the few companies that have this philosophy. Anytime a company, most of our business comes from small up and emerging brands. We've had people come up with no products, no revenue, and say, I know you're doing this. I really want to do this. Can you help me out? I'm like, sure. If you want to run just 1,000 pouches, we'll do that. Because 100% of the time you run those 1,000 pouches, I'll get a purchase order for 50,000 next time. And we do that. They don't have to invest in inventory. They get a small amount. They can present it to retail, go to WholeFoods, go to Erewhon or whatever, and then they get the interest, and they're okay. Now we can order 50,000 units. And I always tell them, put your money into marketing. I want you to spend money in marketing so we can get reorders from you. I don't want to take your money. We don't charge any money for product development. It's all free. That's amazing. And we're quick. You give us a project, 2 weeks, 8 cents stability. We ship you out samples. You tell us it tastes like crap. And then we go repurpose it, send it back to you. Okay, this is beautiful. And then we go ahead and purchase order. Process usually takes around stability, everything about 2 to 3 months. And then they're in the store.
Amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. So we talked a lot about trends and what's going on in the marketplace. I'm just wondering, before we wrap up, are there any other things looking towards 2025 that, whether it's going on with Virun or the market in general, that you'd like to bring up?
I think, really don't know. I think we kind of touch base on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you're all about what's next and what, that seems to be the nature of the business.
I think flavor. I think another thing too, if you look at the product I showed earlier, hair and immune, everybody's doing hair products, everybody's doing immune products. I think a combination of the two, it's like everybody's doing hair and everybody's doing immune. Why don't you do hair and immune? And when you do things like this, you start to combine two things, and then you start thinking about it, and you start reading the research, and it's like, wow, you know what? In order to have healthy hair, you need a healthy immune system. And then weird things start to emerge from anomaly like that. You wouldn't have known that there's research showing that a healthy immune system is healthy hair. So I like that, and I think that combination of two categories is popular alongside flavor. Gummies, you can't put 400 milligrams of DHA omega-3 in a little gummy, but you can't put it in a pouch. So that saturated market is starting to gravitate toward, hey, what other formats are out there that taste good? Yeah, can deliver what a gummy can.
Yeah, and as consumers, we love that. We love the multitasking because there's so many benefits you want to hit on. You can't be taking 1,000 pills, so.
Right. At least save money. Yeah, both all in one product.
Yeah.
For sure.
Excellent. All right. So as you can see, lots of amazing things happening here. Lots of innovation. You'll keep us posted on what's new and what's next in the year to come. And we can't wait to come back here next year and see what the booth is.
Let's tease it right now.
Just showing how unique the company is. This is.
What, sorry, who? What? Don't forget, your health is your wealth.